Call the meeting to order. Any items from the public? Nothing here yet? Alrighty. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda if there's no modifications or changes?
So moved.
Got a motion to have a second and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Let's see, purchase order log. Anything for Tracy back there? It's her birthday.
Happy birthday,
29. Very good. That's what I'm trying to remember what mine is. Okay, and no internal budget revisions, and we have a few changes in status. Have a new hire recommendation received from Tim Zaya, Director of Community Corrections, for Danielle Dietz as a Joe-Tip therapist with an annual salary of $76,065, effective November the 20th, 2023. Letter of resignation received from the Day Report Center for Constant Amoa, effective October the 18th, 2023. Letter of resignation received from the Circuit Clerk's Office for Mary Snow, effective August 23 of 23. Sorry about that. And a letter of resignation received from the Sheriff's Office for Jay Longerbeam, effective September 22nd, 2023. And we have the approval of the minutes. Everyone was present. And we have commission calendars. We are here today on the 26th. Going down here to board and commission calendars. On the 26th, we have 5 p.m. Library Board and 7 p.m. Museum Board. On November the 1st, we have 4 p.m. Telemon and 5 p.m. on Thursday, Ambulance Authority. Any changes or additions?
The water board has been moved was moved from the 23rd and be held tonight on the 26th.
Okay, sounds good. Any other changes? All right. Commission calendar, board and commission. Bond release, Lord Fairfax Estates, Section 3, final plat grading. BCP file number 2310-331, tied to BCP file 2107-249, 2107-0191, and 2107-0191. Grading and letter of credit 1070-5269-45. Engineering Department recommends that. Any questions for Doug on that? Bond release at Rocks on Route 9 West, file number 16-04, tied to 2301-016 and 2301-17. Engineering Department recommends that release. Is that it? Anybody questions for Doug on any of that? All right, thank you, Doug. Can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Have a motion to have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Mr. Hess, you are up. Yeah, moving right along here today.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Just got a couple things here this morning. First was personal property exonerations. We have 3 for the reasons that's listed there. The third one I might want to mention, it was valued with a $29,000 vehicle, and they plugged in a 3 in the middle of that. It was $200,000.
I bet that got a reaction from you.
So
That was a nice car.
we all
Yeah,
obviously had to correct that one.
obviously.
Anyway, the total, those 3 comes up to $5,076.36.
Mr. President, I move to accept the tax exonerations for office error on personal property in the amount of $50,76.36.
I have a motion to have a second.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed.
Good.
Next.
The last thing we have was we had a real estate exoneration we had to do for this Joseph and Shelley. They bought up the property 5 years ago, and we sent out the transfer letter, and the address had a regular address, and then it had a half was the address in the back. they didn't get the transfer letter because it went to the front property instead of 239 or something and a half. So they didn't, and it was a rental property. So they didn't realize that mortgage company was paying the taxes. So we checked into it and she came in and questioned it. We found out it was all tax. So we had to correct it and had to go back 5 years on that.
Okay.
Then the rate, that one comes up to $1,953.15.
Okay, a motion to approve the tax exoneration for office air, real estate tax.
Yeah, make a motion to accept the assessor's report here on exoneration for real estate in the amount of $1,953.15.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. All right.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, thank
I
you.
want to mention, I don't know if you guys heard about it, but Curtis Trenary had a heart attack.
Oh, my.
Doc?
I think it was the day before yesterday. He was sitting at home and his jaw got numb and all that, and so he wound up, up to the hospital. They said he had a heart attack. They admitted him. They did a cath yesterday, and it looks like he's got a blockage, and they can't correct it with a stent, and he's going to have bypass surgery.
Hate to hear that.
We're going to find out today the story also.
Keep us posted, would you?
Keep them in your prayers.
Bypass surgery is usually pretty successful, so.
Yeah, I had one 10 years ago.
Didn't do you any good? You look terrible, but you.
I know.
He's still here though, Jim, you know?
It worked out all right.
It's better to feel good than to look good, right?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. All righty. Did I miss a canceled check, Tracy, or Penny?
No, you didn't.
Okay, I got one here. It says voided check. I'm sorry, voided check request. No?
Sure you're in the right one.
Yeah. No, make sure.
Mine just froze up a second ago. I had to reboot it.
Let's do this. I don't need a camera, do I?
Click on it and the X should come up. And then X that out.
No, wait.
Right there, okay. Do it again.
Want mine?
No,
In the
I got it.
meantime?
I think I got it. Okay. All righty, I got it. All right, here we have well, we're pretty early on that one. Bid opening, let's hold off on that. We got a few minutes. How about Will? You wanna come on? Oh, I'm sorry, Board of Meeting Reports. Mr. Boyd, what do you have for us?
Well, yesterday I went to the CBD meeting. They gave out a couple grants, one to Main Street for the Christmas event that's coming up December 2nd, I believe. They also awarded a grant to the Christmas market that's going to be at the Roundhouse. It's a 4-day event. It's going to be a Saturday, Sunday, and then the next week, Saturday, Sunday. There's already over 90 vendors going to be at that event.
Wonderful.
We're going to have a Christmas tree in the middle of the turntable there in the Roundhouse, and I believe Santa Claus is going to be there. And
How big's the tree?
that I'm not sure of yet, but we are bringing in the CBB awarded money to rent a what do you call that? The one with the forks.
Pettibone,
Yeah.
shooting boom?
Yeah, to put up the tree in there, and then some other money towards advertisement and different costs to put on the event. All the vendor money and everything from the event will be donated to the Roundhouse. It's put on by Willowborn Farms. They're also the ones who ran the farmers market this past season in the frog shop. So it's looking to be a big event.
Good.
Yeah, I think we're due to that time. If the weather's bad, we're going to push to only allow vendors to park on the property and try to force everybody else to use the footbridge to attend, so we don't tear up the property too bad in case of bad weather. But besides that, it's coming along. It's growing quickly. A lot of the vendors are from PA and further away. They're not just all local vendors, so I'm pretty excited about that. Then we talked about the AFMs. We're going this next week to LA with the State Film Office and CVB to work to pull back film producers to Berkeley County into the state of West Virginia. So that goes on next week. And they also asked their board to review they were grants, right? Or, yeah. Anyway, more ways to give out money.
Okay.
And come up with new ideas on those and whatnot. Because there's some people applying, but some are not, and I also brought up and suggested to them about a possible new position at the CVB that pushes more tourism. We went to that governor's conventional tourism not too long ago. We learned about the reels and how they work better for advertisement, and I suggested how that's not been taking place, and the board agrees that that might be a good avenue to take. So they're going to do a search for either a firm or a new position. That is what they do, is to bring our CVB's Facebook and TikTok and Instagram up to date and try to draw in more tourism to Berkeley County.
Very good. Anything else?
That's all I have. I have a museum board meeting tonight, and I also have a library board meeting tonight.
Okay. Mr. Barnhart.
Thank you, Mr. President. My water board meeting got moved up to tonight, and that's the only meeting I had scheduled.
All right. Mr. Catley.
Monday, I met with Ron Stevens and Chuck Siebert, I think it's pronounced Siebert. He's the president of the Girls Softball League over at the fields at P.O. Faulkner Park and Charlotte Prather Park combined there. But the MOU we've been working on, Anthony has reviewed it. Anthony and Jeff have reviewed it, and looks like we're real close to getting that signed now. It'll be an agreement with the Board of Education, the County Commission, because we own the property, and the Girls Softball Fast Pitch League as well. But the school board, Ron, 100% now, they're going to invest $250,000 to $300,000 in the Baker Field there. And in fact, they're going to turf the infield like the boys have now on the baseball field. And the other good news is that the parking lot situation that we've been working on for several months looks like it's going to be a go for sure and should get paved here in the next few weeks. So we're really excited about that. The whole project for P.O. Faulkner Park, which includes the parking lot, it's going to make available, and I have a plat of it if you'd like to see it, 150 parking paved spaces, handicap spaces, bus parking spaces for when the schools come in by bus. We're going to create the new entrance and exit off of our property out onto the street so people can enter that way legally. Ryan Hill Street's going to become a two-way street. The stormwater, Doug helped to appoint CEC, then got involved and finished up the stormwater plan. It's been approved by the city. We're going to get the trail paved with the funding that we had appropriated for Parks and Rec to pave that trail. And it's going to be an investment of about $200,000 total. The school board is committing $50,000, the city 50, and then the difference, our 50 plus the 30 from the that was earmarked for the park system, and then another 20,000 from East West Virginia Community Foundation. Went back to Randy and Michael Walton and asked them to allow us to use it for the parking lot, which was top priority, and they approved that. And so it's the city's going to sign off on, the council approved it last Thursday, city council, to sign off on it as an addendum to their paving contract with W&L, which was previous Jefferson Asphalt. And then the other good news, I hope Andy and I were talking about, it's a shame if we're doing all that paving there that the tennis court parking lot didn't get paved as well. And I'm pretty sure that the city's going to take care of that and cover the cost of that as well while they're there. So it'll be a tremendous improvement for P.O. Faulkner Park, to say the least. On Wednesday, Eddie and I met with Marcus with CEC to try to meet with some people at Inwood next to the park that have property that borders the potential planned park for Inwood, and they weren't there, but we're going to continue to try. We need a stormwater right of way across their property to channel the water out of the park over to there. So hopefully that'll work out.
That's just the natural flow. Where the outflow is going to
It
be.
is.
That's a natural
Yeah.
flow of the water.
And we got to try to get it to a culvert that goes under 11 over to the
School
side,
side.
to the east side of the road.
Right.
So hopefully that'll work out. Also, yesterday, I had our senior services board meeting. They have their new website up. Moises did their website as well, like he's done with most of the nonprofits in this area. It's a lot more user-friendly, especially for old people. And it's going to be a nice addition to their administrative efforts there. It's kind of funny, we were talking before the meeting today about the girls volleyball and the excitement. So a couple of board meetings ago, we were talking about trips for seniors and how it's difficult to get them on an all-day trip somewhere. So we kind of made a suggestion, the board did it, well, why not just focus on trips around the community? There's a lot here in this area, and it doesn't have to be an all-day thing. Well, so they've started that. In fact, they used to take them to Walmart once a week. Now it's been once a month, but we're going to try to get that back once a week. That's a big deal to a lot of seniors to get to Walmart. But one of the trips they had recently, they went to the volleyball game at Musselman High School.
They did.
And Musselman coaches and staff, whatever, up there, they had a whole section labeled off in balloons and everything for the seniors to sit, and it's the Musselman new fan club with seniors, and made a really big deal out of it. The girls came over and fist bumped all the seniors. I'm sure they're going to be back for more volleyball games in the future, but it was a big hit. The problem we have now is trying to find enough transportation to get them there, because more people are signing up now and want to go. So.
And they were right there with the student section. they were in the thick of it.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
And of course, being from Edgefield, I do have to admit that Musselman is the supreme volleyball
Yeah, I have to agree
team
with
of the area, to say the least, with
As
their
much as I
success
hate
there.
it.
So, and then this weekend is the CCA, West Virginia County Commission Association. Meetings are going to be held at Cacapon State Park. It's going to start Sunday at 4 with a business meeting. Everyone's welcome to attend. Following the meeting, there's going to be a dinner and all, and they have invited all the legislators from the 3 counties here to attend if they choose to. The meeting starts Monday at 8 a.m. and they've asked us to present our ambulance fee and fire fee, just to report on how we do it, how we collect, just talk about it. There's several, I think there's 14 counties now that still don't have any fees of that nature. But they're trying to learn from those of us that have this fee in place. So I've been pestering the staff about gathering information to present on Monday. And then also on Monday, the purpose of the meeting is the legislative agenda for the session that's coming up this winter in Charleston, and we'll have breakdowns, and each region will have their own legislative agenda to form on Monday to hopefully lobby in Charleston this winter. So looking forward to those meetings, and it's nice to bring the other people to this side of the state, and hopefully we can continue to do that. So thank you.
Thank you. Eddie, what you got?
Yeah, the only meeting I had was yesterday with CEC over that story or drainage easement. But I want to thank Commissioner Catlett for his leadership in getting that P.O. Faulkner and Charlotte Prather Park squared away. That will end up being just a top-notch facility over there for our young athletes, in the girls' field and down on the baseball field. pulling all that together, thank the city of Martinsburg, the school board, of course, the foundation of Randy Smith, and just thanks for pulling all that together.
Everybody working together makes
Yeah, that's
it a
what it
really
takes.
special project, and it's something that's been needed to be done for the past 50 years now, so
Yep.
it's great to see it now.
Absolutely.
It is better to pull together.
It is, and hopefully, we can do more of that in the future. So.
Okay. I didn't have any meetings either. However, I did attend a couple of the things for the apple harvest that was this weekend. Very nice. The longer I stayed at a place, I went early, but the longer I was there, the busier it got. And there was a lot of good attendings. There was great weather for the whole thing. So.
It's a great event for this community. And my daughter was in it 20 years ago in the court, and we did the whole thing. And
Yep.
the sports marshal that year was Brooks Robinson, who just passed away recently. And I got a chance on King Street there before the parade started to sit and talk to Brooks Robinson for about a half hour. Went home. Yeah, it was really cool because he's just a down to earth old country bumpkin guy, but he was I hated the Orioles. I was a Yankee fan, but I love Brooks Robinson because he was a class act guy, just a great player as well. But it's a great event for this community.
And
Mary Beth Blair was on the radio the Monday before, and they were telling her it's going to rain Saturday. She said, "No, it's not. No, it's not." So, if you need a weather predicting forecast, go to Mary Beth,
yeah.
and not Bill Stubblefield or Rob Mary.
yeah, because there was a concern about the weather. I mean, on Thursday night when we were down at the gala, they said the weather's going to be marginal, and I said, well, good thing we got tops on convertibles. So
This Saturday too is the Main Street Food Truck Festival downtown
Okay.
too. So just let everybody know that
well worth
this
attending.
Saturday it's a good thing to attend.
Well, I
A lot
hope
of good
it's
food.
more successful than last time. Didn't they kind of run out of food or something?
It was
Towards the end of the day, I think some people did, yeah, but
That's a good problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you have that many people show
That
up,
shows
that's
you
a
the
good
success.
I've been watching.
and Tyson Bajan's feature on Sunday Night Football this week
Okay.
in LA. So
All right.
Martinsburg grad
Yep. Well,
starting for the Bears.
if he's ever in town and you find out, I'd like to have him come in and we'll do an honor of him and for all his efforts and looking at somebody who wants to try to achieve something. Matt and I were talking about it this morning. That from the humble beginnings, he's a humble guy and he's going to move on. I just see that. I'd like to be able to at least thank him for his words of wisdom his interview. But,
He's doing some good interviews.
yes, he is. He's doing very good.
And we got Trayvon Wesco.
Yeah,
playing for
Trayvon.
the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
He was with the Jets, but
He's in his fifth year.
he's doing well.
Yeah.
Fifth year in the
Very
NFL.
well.
He's
Yeah,
doing good.
Trayvon's doing very well.
Once you get to your fifth year, you're locked into the retirement system with the NFL, so that's a big deal to get to that fifth year.
Is it? Okay.
Big deal. So
All right.
great for him. Yeah.
Well, that's all I've got. So, Eddie, we have an honorary council person.
We sure
today.
do.
Raise your right hand. I
I, Lydia Bates,
do swear and affirm
do swear and affirm
that I will uphold the Constitution
that I will uphold the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of West Virginia,
and the Constitution of the State of West Virginia,
and that I will work hard to fulfill
that I will work hard to fulfill
the office of Honorary Commissioner
the office of Honorary Commissioner
to which I have been appointed.
to which I've been appointed. So help me God. My name is Leah Banks and I go to Hedgesville High School. Right now, I am a captain on my Berkeley County team court where I help juveniles and get them community service hours so they don't have to go to a detention center. Currently, I'm still in Youth Leadership Association. I'm the secretary of my Student Government Association and the secretary of my Rotary Interact at Hedgesville High School. Right now, I plan to go to West Virginia University to major in political science, and hopefully I get to go to law school and be a constitutional lawyer. My end game is to be a federal judge by the time I am retired. Thank you.
Wow.
I think you're well on your
I
way.
think you're very well on your way.
About knocking it out.
Yeah. Oh, board, yep, I did. Okay. Board vacancies, do we have anybody to reappoint there?
Yes.
Okay.
He's currently the president of the Ambulance Authority, Dave Urban, and he has sent back his paperwork. to re-up, and would like to make a motion to appoint him back onto the ambulance authority.
Have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Thank you.
Really good to have him back on.
Yeah.
He really is dedicated and does a tremendous job there.
Yeah.
Anthony, did you? 9:55. Yep, we're right there. Do we have a bid?
Yes, you did. You have a bid, I think, for juvenile opioid treatment intervention prevention program. The purpose of this is for qualified parties to deliver research and evaluation from collected data for evaluating and reporting on the juvenile opioid treatment intervention prevention program during a 3-year grant period. Select department provide independent decision focused analysis on a quarterly and yearly basis to help and support the JOTIP team. This was advertised in social media, on our website, and published in the Martinsburg Journal with certification of publication present in the readout.
Okay,
And we did not receive any bids,
no bid.
so we will have to
Put it back out there
back on
again.
the street.
Okay. Thank you very much. Mr. Lawrenson, that's all you. Fiduciary Supervisor, a state hearing for Miss Janet May Schultz.
Good morning,
Good
Commissioners.
morning.
Morning, sir.
Today we do have the matter of, or for the estate of Janet May Schultz. Ms. Schultz passed away on July 27th, 2023, a resident of Berkeley County and survived by 4 children and various grandchildren. On September 21st, 2023, Randolph and Ronald Schultz, sons of the decedent, came into my office seeking to probate their mother's last will and testament. Attached to your read ahead, you will find the will at issue and notice in bold letters the word copy at the top of page 1. As this commission knows, the original will is all that can be filed without leave from this body. Indeed, without leave from this commission, my office is forced to presume that a will's absence is intentional and that the original will was destroyed. Upon advisement from my staff for the need of the original will, Randolph, the decedent's son, decided to file a petition to probate said copy in lieu of the original in solemn form. The copy of the will was prepared by the local attorney's office of Heather Myers and seemingly meets all the legal requirements of a valid last will and testament in this state. The main advantage of this will is the waiver of bond for the 2 named co-executors, Randolph and Ronald. If accepted, the will would allow each of the decedent's sons to serve their mother's estate without additional cost assessed by my office to secure their mother's assets. Without objection or comment from any interested party in the audience here this morning, I ask this Commission's consideration to allow for probate of the copy of the will for the estate of Janet May Schultz in solemn form.
Okay. Everybody okay with motion to approve the copy of the will in solemn form?
So moved, sir.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
Is there anybody here to?
No, Commissioner. My office, when we all send out hearing notices, we ask for telephone confirmation if they wish to appear. And as the will stands, even if the will were not admitted to probate, all 4 children are equal residual beneficiaries. It really doesn't change the distribution of assets. It simply changes the bonded status of the 2 co-executives.
Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries, sir. Need an autograph? Yes, please. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I think
you.
that's all I've got.
That's it.
Got
All
anything
right.
coming up?
I have a few things for you all.
Well,
yes.
don't smile when you say that.
It'll take a little more from me than from you, I'm sure. But yes, thank you all.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you, Will.
All right, we have a board and commission interview with Jason Stedman. He's here with us right now. Come on up, Jason, and It's a candidate for the airport authority, and we're looking for some good candidates there. And actually, Nick Deal told me that you had a possible interest in that, so I want to thank you for coming in and tell these crazy guys up here a little bit about yourself and why you want to be on the airport authority.
Sure. I actually know Mr. Deal fairly well. He asked me to come on the board to serve him. I know most of you here. I am a local attorney practicing. I am running for prosecuting attorney here locally. I think that I have good opportunity to support the county and support the airport authority, and would like to do so.
Okay. HD, we're going to ask you a few questions here or there.
Do you have any ideas of directions you'd like to help the airport authority go in? What is your main goal of being on the airport authority?
I want to make sure that we have managed steady growth, but not too fast. So I want to make sure that it stays under control as it grows and looks for different options that we can move forward and deploying the airport in additional directions.
Are you a pilot?
No,
Well, you want to be a pilot, or
no, I have no desire to be a pilot.
Ed Wilson as your reference? Have you lost your mind?
I'm sorry, do I need to apologize?
Yeah, I know Ed
I
Wilson.
need you to watch the other reference too. I think that one's probably okay.
I'm glad you're applying. You sound like a good reference. They need all the help they can get, don't they?
We do. Well, I don't know if we need good help. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't think, Lydia, would you have any questions? She's our honorary council person today, so.
I heard that. Congratulations. Good luck in school. Think about law school.
Yes, sir. You said you were running for prosecuting attorney. Will that get in the way of being able to do the job that you're doing now?
I don't believe that it would get in the way. There are different facets of the community, but I think I can serve both.
Thank you. Anything else? Okay. Steve?
She took my question. No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I just want to thank you for the willingness to want to serve. We have 40 plus boards that we need people to volunteer to serve on. And when we can get people to step forward, it's really a wonderful thing. And I just appreciate the fact you're willing to serve. And, I'll let it up to Jim Whitaker and Nick to decide, your fate in terms of being on the board. So.
Thank you, sir.
Eddie?
Yeah, Jason, I don't have a whole lot either. I appreciate your service that you already provide to the county, to the youth with the Boy Scouts. That's really important to a lot of folks, and it gets a lot of young people started in the right step in serving, and it's a really a good organization. So thank you for your involvement and leadership there. I'm almost like HD. Do you have anything in particular that you would like to see done at the airport?
Well, bringing up the Boy Scouts, I think that's an important opportunity. We do have the Explorer program. I think we set up an aviation Explorer post out at the airport, and I think that with the help of the Air National Guard, that could be a definite benefit to the community and help serve our youth.
Great.
Anything else?
That's it.
We do have an EAA program going on out there, Experimental Aircraft Association, and we are actually starting a scholarship program for anybody interested in the aviation field. So we had a meeting last night that was kind of a ad hoc that I'm part of, but yeah, I would like to think that the Boy Scouts are interested in any of them. That we do have applications that if any of them are interested. So
Certainly,
I'll kind of mesh there together. So they just get in touch with me, and I can get you in touch with the guys that's got the applications. Actually, there was some dropped off at every high school this past week, that the applications for scholarships. So
Perfect. I'll make sure those get pushed.
don't have any questions. Just had a statement. So thanks for coming in.
No problem.
And we usually we don't make the appointments right today, but probably next week we'll make the appointments and we'll go from there.
All right.
All right. Hey, thanks for coming
Thank
in.
you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
10:20. We're a little bit ahead of time. Tracy, you're going to come in and fill in for Elizabeth for us today. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Elizabeth had 3 grants for emergency management for acceptance. The first one is 2 portable generators with light towers at a cost of $25,000 each for a total of $50,000. The award was $50,000. There is no match. This is the Homeland Security Grant Program fiscal year 23, awarded from the West Virginia Emergency Management Division, and it is a 2-year duration to complete the purchase.
That sounds very useful.
Very much.
Yeah, that's something that they truly, between them, the fire service, law enforcement, obviously even with the election, that can be very useful.
Yeah.
Mr. Whitaker in the past had brought his own personal light tower up to,
Oh,
when we were doing COVID testing. We didn't have that. So Mr. Whitaker bought his own personal unit up so we could do in the late evening to get people after work.
yeah, that was a long line for a while. I mean, it was all the way out to 51 there at one time, getting all the way through the Mountain Ridge School doing the COVID testing. Yeah, I forgot all about that. Okay. All right. Well, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second?
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries.
The next one is a second award for the Office of Emergency Management. Funding source is West Virginia Emergency Management for a project total cost of $40,000, no match required, and it will pay for 2 full matrix LED message boards at $20,000 each for a total of $40,000.
How big are these?
Do you know what the state uses when they write messages and the mobile ones?
Yeah.
It's those.
Oh,
Once again,
Yep.
it's something that's useful. During COVID, we actually had to borrow, the fire board had gotten one through a grant years ago and be able to direct folks for their testing and stuff. We used the fire boards for weeks on end. Yeah.
I remember somebody hacked one on 81 one time.
I don't know if it was on 81, yeah. Somehow they get into
what
them.
message did the?
Wasn't you, was it?
No, it wasn't me.
Kind of blushing over there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Practicing his pit.
Yeah, he was sitting there with the smartphone. How do I get
Eat
this?
neon moons on it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Do I have a motion to approve the?
So moved.
Okay, have a motion to have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I think we had enough discussion on that one, so
Yeah.
motion carries.
Her third grant award from for the HSGP or Homeland Security Grant Program fiscal year 23 from the West Virginia Emergency Management Division for our emergency management office. The total project cost was $125,000. The total award was $125,000, and this is part of a multi-year project of $125,000 was awarded to the Berkeley County Office of Emergency Management's Mobile Enhanced Encrypted Radios project.
Okay. That has nothing to do with signboardage, but communications. All right, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second?
Second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries.
Would you like me to do mine now?
Yeah, if you want to, then we'll take a break. How's that?
My first one is fiscal year 23 Homeland Security Grant Program. Funding source is West Virginia Emergency Management for the Berkeley County Sheriff's Department SWAT team. The total cost of the project is $50,000. The total award was $50,000 with no match required. This grant funding will pay for the following: 1 drone at $50,000.
Well, there's a lot of money out there for SWAT and all that kind of stuff, isn't there?
Between Elizabeth and I, this past spring during grant season, we turned in a total of 36 HSGP grants. And we've been awarded 6 so far.
36 out of 36. That's not too bad. All righty. Motion to approve the HSGP Law Enforcement SWAT Team Grant.
So moved.
Motion, to have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries.
The next award is another fiscal year 23 West Virginia Homeland Security Grant Program from the West Virginia Emergency Management Division for the Berkeley County Sheriff's Department dive team. The total project cost was $30,000. The total award is $30,000, and the grant funding will pay for an underwater drone for $30,000.
Underwater drone, wow.
Need stock in the drone business. I'd like to make that motion that we approve that because the dive team used to use Lambert Pool all the time to practice in the 12-foot diving well.
Okay. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Uh,
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Next.
The next fiscal year 23 West Virginia Homeland Security Grant Program for the Berkeley County Sheriff's Department Crime Investigation Division for a total project cost of $17,353. The total award was $17,350, and it will pay for approved equipment for a total of $17,553.
Okay. Do we have any question? Motion to approve the HSGP Law Enforcement Evidence Grant? Have a motion to have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Like sign opposed, motion carries. And West Virginia DHHR?
The next grant is fiscal year 24, West Virginia Department of Health and Human Services for the Resource Recovery Center Adult Peer Coaches. It is a 12-month grant from October 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2024. The total project is $118,464.56. The total grant award was $80,000. The total match is $38,465.44. It pays for 2 peer coaches at the Recovery Resource Center for their salaries.
Is this a continuation?
Yes,
So are the 2 peer coaches already there?
yes,
So this gives them another year of
yes.
Employment.
one.
All right. Do I have a motion to accept the DHHR Adult Mental Health Grant?
So moved.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. And anything else?
Thank you.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you, Tracy. I know last week, Elizabeth was very excited when she got a notification. She yelled, "Get out!" Well, I was in the hallway in a meeting, and I come out of the meeting because I thought there was somebody in her office. She's down to get out, but she was happy, you know. So I was looking to
Get out.
get a hold of somebody, and so the excitement of what you all do. You know, you do all that work, not knowing whether you're going to get awarded or not. But then when that word comes through, I know it's a lot of gratification. And thank you both for your hard work. I know you pay attention to detail. And also, most of those grants through emergency management, that doesn't happen unless, I mean, other than her good work, but our emergency management team also, they've got boxes they have to check. They've got, you know, all their testing that they do, all of their training that they do are all, if you don't do those things, you don't get these grants. So their efforts have also improved the ability of the sheriff's office as well. So good job to all of you.
I can tell you this, when I first served on a volunteer board of the ambulance authority, I can remember them trying to write their own grant to get certain things that they need, like a 12 lead monitors. I can't remember what they were, but it was tough. I mean, they never knew whether or not they were going to get it. And then, you know, we got elected back in 2010. One of the most important things I think that we did was to have a grant team. And it has brought back millions for this county. Yeah, otherwise, we would still be struggling trying to see where the next dollar was coming from. But thank you all for all y'all's hard work. So, thank
Wouldn't have
you.
a day report center without.
No, we wouldn't have a day report center. We wouldn't have a lot of things, that's for sure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All righty, we're going to take a break here and get some pictures for our honorary council person, and then we'll come back here at 10:55. Oops, hold on a minute.
Sorry, let me shut this door. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're back in session, and next on the agenda is Maria Lawrenson, Development Director of Hospice of the Panhandle and Proclamation National Hospice Month. Please come on up.
Thank you, Jim. And I will introduce my colleague, certainly Nikki Bidgerelli, who is our new, I keep saying new, she's not that new, CEO. Nikki took over for our legacy CEO, Margaret Cogswell, back in June. So she's not new at all. And then my other colleague is another Nikki, who works with me in marketing and fundraising, but I'm going to turn this over to Nikki B, not Nikki W, to sort of talk a little bit about what we're doing and why hospice, national hospice and palliative care. So
why don't I start there? Every November, one of our larger alliances across the U.S., National Hospice and Palliative Care Organization, designates a month, which is always the month of November, to really advocate, spread the word, and spread awareness of what hospices and palliative care organizations do across the U.S. That's both for-profit and nonprofit. As most of you know, we are nonprofit, and unfortunately the number of nonprofit hospices year after year continues to dwindle down. As Medicare tells us, we expect you to do more with less. So just really grateful for the opportunity to do as much community awareness during this month to kind of spread the word. We've been in the community 43 years, but you would be surprised how many people aren't aware that we exist. You would also be very surprised how many people, yes, we take care of people, human beings, both living and dying in this community, but so many people think hospice is for the last hours of life. And so some of the greatest work that we can do is to be able to serve people for a longer length of time. The work that we do is truly holistic approach to care. We treat patients and their families not just as a disease, but that entire family unit. And so with that, we have an interdisciplinary approach to care. So everyone that receives hospice and/or palliative services has access to a physician, registered nurse, social workers, non-denominational chaplains, and then bereavement support. And that bereavement support, the regulation, is not just available once somebody passes away, but also available throughout the trajectory of their stay in hospice to really work with that patient and family with their anticipatory grieving and preparation. So they also work, I tell people, the Center for Grief Support and Loss is a hidden gem in this community because it is not only available just to hospice and palliative patients, but it's a free service for anyone in this community. So again, we'll do anything I can to spread the word and awareness on what we can do, but it's not uncommon for us to coordinate with the school that has maybe had a suicide or people in like a sudden accident to really be able to offer support to that patient and family. Again, it's free, and if you were in palliative and hospice care, it's free for 13 months. And the care workers offer that for 13 months following the discharge. So, really excited to continue to expand the impact on the community. I'm happy to tell you today that we have the privilege and honor of serving over 400 people today in this community between hospice and palliative care. We have just shy of 250 in our hospice program and around 160-ish in the palliative program. So really working hard to be able to reach more people again, both living and dying in this community. Thank you so much for having us.
Well, it's our pleasure. And when Maria, she sent me the text about it, I said, we can make that happen. So, yes, indeed. So you have the proclamation in front of you if you would care to read it for us. And after that, we'll get some pictures and talk about it.
Absolutely. Whereas for more than 40 years, Hospice of the Panhandle has helped provide comfort and dignity to millions of people, allowing them to spend their final months at home, surrounded by their loved ones. Whereas the hospice model involves an interdisciplinary, team-oriented approach to treatment, including expert medical care, quality symptom control, and comprehensive pain management as a foundation of care. Whereas beyond providing physical treatment, Hospice of the Panhandle attends to the patient's emotional, spiritual, and family needs and provides family services such as respite care and bereavement counseling. Whereas since its conception, the hospice benefits holistic approach has helped patients prepare for and face death and their loved ones carry on supported in the wake of it. Whereas palliative care improves quality of life, offers relief from pain, can be provided at any time during an illness, and hospices are some of the best providers of community-based palliative care. Whereas in an increasingly fragmented and broken healthcare system, hospice is one of a few sectors that demonstrates how healthcare can and should work at its best for the patients. Whereas 1.72 million Medicare beneficiaries living with life-limiting illness and their families received care from the nation's hospice programs and communities throughout the U.S. in 2020. Whereas hospice and palliative care organizations are advocates and educators about advanced care planning that helps individuals make decisions about the care they want. Whereas the central philosophy of hospice care puts patients first, ensuring a coordinated, person-centered approach to care, protecting patient choice and access to individualized services based on a patient's unique care needs and wishes. Whereas given our universal mortality, hospice is a valuable benefit for all Americans and their loved ones.
Thank you very much. It is our pleasure again to have you all in there to help promote hospice, and as a family recipient of it, I can only say it's the best thing for us. So thank you. Anybody?
Mine's not quite as near in dealing with as yours, but certainly had the ability to use hospice in our family's most difficult time, and the passion, the care that was given to my mom will never be forgotten by my family, or certainly by myself. And we are so fortunate to have you here in our Panhandle. The amount of people that you've reached and you've taken care of is tremendous. And thank you for what you do and your staff does every day. And it's our pleasure to have you today.
Yeah, my mother was under hospice care, and she, at that time, was living with my wife's daughter out in the middle of nowhere, past Shannondale. And didn't affect hospice at all. They were right there for her when she passed, and we were always very appreciative of that. Thank you very much.
My mother was in the facility when she passed down at your facility on Berkeley Jefferson. And then my father-in-law actually passed in my home, and hospice was there in both situations. And it was first class, well done, and we appreciated it greatly.
Just like I said, appreciate what y'all do. Not had the opportunity to be a part of anything with hospice. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing at this point, but I really do appreciate what you guys do.
I would say in 1980, I had ended up in the hospital, and I was passing blood, so I passed out, and my nurse for my entire stay was Margaret Cogswell. And she went on to be, of course, the great leader for the hospice program. And you have big shoes to fill, but we think that you'll do a great job in filling those. But she was a class act person, to say the least. So
I think one of the reasons we strive to do this, that we come, despite what my son says, not trying to bribe or anything, but we recognize that everybody has their own hospice story, whether it's here, whether it's somewhere else, but everyone has been touched by, and I've certainly come before you gentlemen in the past and recognize your great commitment to the community of Berkeley County. And it is, as Nikki said, it's a privilege to work alongside you and to serve people. I just celebrated my 15th year. I just told Matthew Umstead died, he was like 10, and I said, no, 15, I can't believe it. You know, I started when I was like 12. But, you know, but it's just such a privilege to do the work and to spread the word and to ask people for support. Because as we say in the resolution, we can't do it without the community support. So.
We want to thank you for selling the building to.
Yeah, that's right,
Yeah.
right. I always.
Great deal.
That was an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Because if you recall, you know, came here, you know, talked about what we were doing and said, by the way, if you know anybody who needs a building out on Waverly Court, and
We
the
do.
rest, as they say, is
It's
history.
history.
So it's a little odd to go in there and sort of see our offices now, you know, people giving shots and stuff, but,
Well,
but it's.
get ready, they're getting ready to have another facelift out
Yeah,
there. so
oh, wow.
In addition.
Okay.
put
That was
on
a
an
great
addition,
location
yeah.
for us, I think 1990 to 96, but the interesting thing is we outgrew that building.
Very
And we're not
quickly.
gonna outgrow our current building anytime soon, so, although we are looking for office space every now and again, so, anyway.
You talk about getting recognized though, and getting people that aren't familiar with hospice, but your commercials are very good, you know, with the true situations, and then the billboard ad on.
I know, how about
So,
that billboard, I'm like.
I pick my granddaughters up several times a week, and I take them home to Short Road that way, and so they start talking about hospice in the billboards and the commercials. So they're 8 and 12, but they're aware of
That's
what you
great.
do. So
Thanks for bringing that up, Steve. So we are ready to launch. First off, we debuted a sort of a revised website this past week. So if you haven't been on our website, it's new and improved, all on one page, really easy to navigate. And the second thing is Monday, we're debuting a new commercial featuring the Crow family, the store up on North Queen Street. Oh my gosh, Debbie Domenico did a great job for us. We took care of Mrs. Crow and now Mr. Crow, and that legacy of that family is just amazing. So be looking for that. So Warren Mickey moves off of the rotation and Debbie Domenico comes on. But he's dear. People tell me they can recite that commercial by rote now. So.
Okay, well, what we have is, we need a motion to adopt the proclamation for Hospice of the Panhandle.
I would like to make that motion. We adopt this proclamation in honor of hospice being November being the National Hospice and
Palliative. It's a
Palliative
hard word to
Care
say.
Month. Yeah, there we go. Got it right.
Have a motion and a second.
Yes, sir.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
What do we have here now? Possible executive, we have anything for executive session? No. All righty. Any items from the public? Mr. Barnhart.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, and with everybody wanting to go, I move to recess.
We are in recess and hang around. We're going to get some pictures.